Hi guys, welcome to tonight's episode of
Mythic Wyrd.
Thank you so much for joining us once again.
We should do like a mythic word.
We should not be throwing up gang signs.
Yeah, like
Mythic
word.
Yeah, okay.
We're probably insulting so many people right
Please
now.
stop.
Weird gang.
Like that.
Yeah.
Ignore them.
Sure, start again.
Alright, thanks guys for joining us in our session tonight. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Hopefully you've got some refreshments and are in your comfy chair ready for a great session. Before we get started, Drea, socials.
Yes. We go live on Twitch every Friday at 7 PM at Stockton, AUD Pacific.
Australian Central Time.
Adelaide.
Daylight savings or not daylight savings, depending on the time of year.
Our Twitch is at mythic_word. We're on Patreon at Mythic Wyrd with 3 tiers that you can choose from to fit your needs. We're on YouTube at Mythic Wyrd, TikTok at Mythic Wyrd, Instagram at Mythic_word, Spotify at Mythic Wyrd if you prefer to listen instead of watching. And shout out to our patrons, Chatty Momo and Trooks87.
Shady Mama! Trooks 87!
You're the man.
Thank you guys
All of them.
for
We don't know.
Yeah.
We
supporting
don't.
us on Patreon. Every little dollar
Yeah,
helps.
that's great.
If you guys want to join our Patreon, Drea had that information. Follow.
And it will be linked in the bio
So what? Oh, sorry, I was saying.
description.
It'll be linked, yeah, in our YouTube description. Otherwise, feel free
Oh!
if you guys do want to support us on
Yeah.
Twitch as well. Again, every single dollar helps getting us better equipment to improve your viewing experience.
And What's the Word, which is our little mini series, is live every
Trying Monday. Let's try Monday.
Monday, where you can
Yep.
check out
We're
pretty much
figuring it out.
us chat about our world, our characters, the campaign. You get to know some juicy gossip about the characters. For instance, we just learned something about Silver that none of us knew. You can watch the latest episode to find out.
Woo!
We're not going to tell you what it
Enticing.
is. You have to watch the video.
If you guys have any questions or anything for those episodes, remember to put them in the Twitch stream. Otherwise, jump over to our YouTube channel, comment on the videos, and we'll make sure to answer those questions for you guys.
Do we have a winner for the thing yet?
We haven't got to 100.
Yes, but help us get. We are doing a giveaway, so help us get to 100 subscribers on our Instagram page. And if you can support us on our YouTube page as well, that would be amazing. Subscribe, comment, all of that helps. And once we reach 100 subscribers, we'll be doing a giveaway.
Yeah.
Now, I reckon that is all of it. Anything else for anyone else to add?
Now let's get into it. Let's
Alright.
do it.
Well, yeah. Did you have something to say?
No.
No. Alright, let's
That's
get
enough
into it.
moles. Okay.
Alright.
Yep.
So,
That's it.
last we left off.
Figuring out secrets.
The group had a interesting morning, discussing what your next moves were going to be and where each person was going to be heading. Björn, Drea, Silver, and Jace, you guys decided that you would all be heading together into Sylvania to try and help Jace find his soul and possibly kill Heimlich, the necromancer behind all your strife.
Wait, Drea wasn't coming with us?
I
Yeah.
said Drea.
Oh, did you?
And Sad.
Meanwhile, Dario and Father Bellador, you guys have decided to split ways with the party, head back to Austin Mark, and clear Dario's name as well as your own Father Bell. As you're aware, there is a arrest warrant out for you, as well as your hammer guard. Dario, there's been news that you've incited the uprising back in Austin Mark, and you believe that hiding away from the city will only further enforce these rumours. And so you have decided to go back and confront them head on and clear your name. After a lot of discussion and some tense moments between the group, you four headed down, got your horses from Captain Mara, and began your dangerous journey into the dread land of Sylvania.
Captain Mario was a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool guy.
Very cool.
Right. Like gold.
So, I believe,
We'll go into a funeral first.
correct, you guys will head also to the Sylvanian front line to put Sergeant Riley to rest.
Sorry, what was that fort called again?
What
the
was
first fort or something?
The fist?
the fist?
That's it.
Yep.
Did you write down the right number? The details of the right number?
Beautiful. Alright, with that all out of the way, join us as we continue tonight's tale.
Anyway.
Alright. Dario.
Yes.
You are left with the words of your friend Björn as you watch him ride out the gate, leaving you behind in your time of dire need. You can't help but feel a sting that all this time you guys have spent together through thick and thin, he has now left you for a young Tabaski that he's only known for 3 days, convinced that he has to help this young boy. Upset and slightly hurt, you let your friend go, hoping that you'll see him soon and he'll be there when you need it most. As the gate closes to the enduring star, what's Dario currently doing?
So Dara's staring off into the distance where his friends have just left, worried about what's going to happen, and Dario regretting some of the things he said. He actually is going to cast Summon Beast, and is going to cast his wolf 90 feet in the distance, like, and somewhere like behind the walls where people won't really see. He's going to summon his eagle thing
Okay.
and have that fly with his friends for as long as it can.
Okay.
Then after that, he will go back into the manor and we're resting on it. He'll go rest.
Okay. You cast your magical eagle, and losing sight of your friends, you keep an eye on the eagle, watching it as it slowly does a few circles, each revolution moving further and further from the manor, before eventually it begins moving right towards the Sylvanian border. As you move through the estate, although it's morning and parts of the estate are quite hustling with the latest coming for their tutor, it's It's an odd feeling as the rest of the estate feels like it's going to sleep. There's not as many handmaidens around. There's not as many guards around. And eventually, you find your room, walk in, close the door, put your weapons down, and climb weary into your bed. Where's Father Bell?
I'm gonna assume I have a room, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. So Father Bell is gonna go and pray first in his room. And let his mind wander around the estate, and then see what he can discover.
Okay.
And then if he's got time, he's going to send his conscience out after the party that's left.
How much time do you want to spend doing this?
I can do it for 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, on the road, the party atop your 4 horses veers right onto a thin road, not travelled much, as it begins making its way down the hill around the estate, into the forest, and then weaving slowly back to the main road from Ostenmark to Sylvania. I want you guys to describe to me the mood of the party at the moment. Starting with you, Jace.
Jace is... He's just got, in his mind anyway, he's just got his target, and he just wants to get it done, you know? Like, it's almost tunnel visioned in on Heimlich, and doing it for his parents and things like that. So he's not really, you know, he almost seems spaced out, I'd say, and just focused on the road ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. No looking back.
Alright. Silver?
Silver is probably optimistic at the moment. He's eager to finally figure out what is going on at Sylvania. He's excited that there is some enemies here that he hasn't seen before. Curious if he can beat them. And then his mood shifts when he looks at probably the rest of the party, seeing that his own motives are in this way and we're here for something else. So he's like kind of split at the moment.
Okay. Drea?
Irritated.
Why?
I think for Drea, this is not what she wants to be doing with her time right now, and she's irritated at herself for the fact that she is only coming because her brother is coming. But I think also, more than irritation, it's the fact that, you know, Drea knows that beastmen are said to be in Sylvania. And the last time she encountered one, it was a very bad encounter. And I think there is that irritation of reliving it. Do you understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bjorn would be putting on the show, as he's so used to doing. You know, this is a small group. This is like a hunting party back home, and he was at the Alpha, and he would always keep his pack, you know, strong and looked after and not tired and ultimately positive. you know, looking forward to the hunt ahead. So I think Bjorn right now would be, you know, moving from the rear of the pack to the front and sort of scouting out and, you know, yep, you know, we're going the right way, and it's not really required, you know, like it's clear to see. And it's like, you know, every now and then we're like, you know, make sure, you know, Jace is okay, and, you know, put on a good face, like, Silver, you got that drink or whatever, and it'll be like trying to like lead the pack, but it's also a distraction from the fact that he doesn't know if he made the right choice.
Now, you said we're heading to the main path. I remember when I was talking to the captain, there was two paths. The main path was the slowest.
So the road from Emily's estate links back up to the main road, and then there's two paths from there. So you're back on the main road to Sylvania, and then there's two paths from there. So Silver, having the map and the details from Captain Mara, where are you leading the group? Or are you discussing this with the group, or simply leading them?
Is at the moment not leading. Bjorn's leading, and he's curious to see what choices he would make at the moment.
I'll just remind you though, I did say, you know, okay, you're the map guy. So I'm like, depending, like relying on your directions.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that.
Then I would like to inform the party that there is two routes.
Do it in character.
Yeah.
Now up ahead, around about 20 minutes, there will be a fork in the road. Two paths. One path is safer. There will be ambushes, perhaps robbers, highway robbers.
That's the safer path.
It's slower. There's another route though. This way. It's much quicker. Sorry, much quicker. Wow, it's been a while. A little bit more dangerous.
So the safe path is with bandits and robbers.
Yeah, that's what I know so far, yes.
And the dangerous path is littered with what?
Oh, as long as we
Rapists?
follow... No, much worse. Rapists, my friend. Much worse. Zombies. Ghouls.
Oh, so the undead stick to one path only.
And, what was the...
So convenient.
the guy that comes out at night?
The Okatoya.
And the Okatoya comes out at night.
I don't know what a Montoya is. Yes,
You recognise the word as old Slavonic, and you realise it's a word for hunter.
Now, I'm fair game, but I don't know about this Okatoya. So I advise once it's turn night, we find a place to hide, or find a place to rest, and stay there until dawn breaks again.
So as a reminder, the path into Sylvania, the first campsite used by Sergeant Riley, is about 6 hours travel to the first campsite. From there, you're just, probably about less than half an hour away from the border. Once you reach the border, it's free game. Like, the only kind of last safe spot is the fist, used by troops heading in and out, and resting up or retreating from the front line for a safer night's rest.
so are you saying there's a fork before we get to the fist, or this after the fist?
Just before the fist. Yep. And then from there, the information that you had with your little mission that you were doing was to Malachus Tower. Now, you don't know if that's where Heinrich is, but that's...
We found out that was where Necromancer is gathered or something.
Yeah,
And
or,
also the
squatter.
package.
It's ruins, yes.
One of the packages was being taken to Malachus.
Yeah. And that's another good 2 hours into Sylvania.
So, just a question. How long have we been travelling? What time of day is it?
It's dawn at the moment, it's about 6 o'clock, and you guys have only been travelling for half hour.
So, Fork, Fist, Malachus Tower?
Correct.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what about the third option? We make our own path. Stay off the roads. Close enough to find it if we need to.
Would you have to lose the horses?
Do we?
You would.
But with my knowledge with the map, is there such a possibility as scouring through the...
There would be going off-road, and although that might be a quicker path, it would be sensible to deem it a more dangerous path. Or perhaps safer, if you are lucky enough.
We need to take the safe path.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know where we're going. We don't know where Heinrich is. So we need something that can tell us.
Now he thinks about safety.
I'm not thinking about safety,
Fair
I'm
enough.
thinking about answers.
You just said to take the safe path.
Alright. We'll go down. We'll go parallel to the same path.
How long does it take to on the safe path?
That's the slow one, right?
Yeah, it would be 6
So
hours
bandits and robbers and
to the fist. Yeah. So there would be
Sorry, 6 hours to the fist on the safe path, and 4 hours to the fist on the...
no. You would just before you reach the fist, you would let's say 5 hours. You would split off. That's where it forks, and you would split off heading into directly to Malachus Tower.
Let's see.
And so any rest or anything would be done in the wilderness.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the fist would put you right behind the front lines, and you'd have the safety of the Imperial troops as well as the Ostermark army.
Now, Jace doesn't have time, does he? Because he's got the haunt. Or
there's nowhere to tell, right? There's nowhere to tell how much time he has. What? Yeah. Hopefully 1 or 2 hours won't make that much difference.
alright. Look, Varnus is gonna grab the map and then start seeing if there is a third route that we could do. You said you're in between the two or something?
I think we walk parallel to the same path. Or we send a scout ahead, but I don't think it's a good idea to split the party.
Not a good idea.
But that way, if anything comes upon the road, we won't be on the road, but we're close enough to be able to use its guidance.
Can't you send guy?
Perhaps.
Shit, what's that?
Look, I don't want to take the safe path, but we're not going to find out where Heinrich is from Okatoya. We're going to find it from a bandit that has a conscience. So I say we go till we find someone that can tell us, beat it out of them, and then go from there.
Might not be any need. Malachus Tower. I have a feeling that something's going on there. There's a lot of power being drawn.
You
Or
have
been
a
gone.
feeling, or do you know who's there?
I have a very good feeling.
Why?
Well, remember the warp storm that I was talking to you about?
Mm.
That was the meetup spot.
What does that have to do with Heinrich?
What
Wait,
else?
wait, he might be onto something. We've come across a necromancer before that used warpstone, right?
We did.
The captain.
Barbarossa.
That's the one.
Also.
Had a whole island raised from the dead.
But
It was a good time, actually.
from memory, he only had like this. Like, we never saw a large amount.
Correct.
We never saw a large amount though.
Yes, but warpstone was used in an act of necromancy, so. perhaps
Have I
it's
seen
connected.
how big this warpstone has been? Like the one that I was.
You never saw.
Just out of curiosity, how big of a warpstone have I seen though?
It's quite a player, huh?
Nothing.
Still like you.
Do a history
Guys,
check for
Lady
me.
Dario.
Oh! I thought that was a 20.
Not that lucky. Where is it in? I don't know. History. I'm using the app. Here we go. History. 17.
17. Come with me.
Ooh. What'd you roll for?
History.
Like you've seen a.
How long? How?
What the biggest warpstone is?
He's like you've seen a warpstone. This big.
This is mum's measurements. This big.
Yeah.
I think this big.
So, guys.
We're on Twitch every Friday.
Yep. And other stuff. We do. What's the word? What's the word, guys? What's the word? What
Betrayal.
is the word?
What's happening?
Abandonment.
Is a show where it's a little bit behind the scenes. We talk about stuff. We already did this in the intro, but I'm just doing it again because fill up time.
Our latest episode has the DM and Silva and
Or it's like I'm sort of there in the background.
we're always
Cameo.
watching.
Yeah. Your Woody and the point.
I wonder who the next episode is. Are you
Sponsor
doing the
us,
next
Woody.
episode?
There was
Whoa.
sponsor.
Tune in to
Tune
find
in to
out.
find out. Censor that out.
They'll probably
Cut that bit.
If you want to see Dario
dead.
dead and in the next what's the word? Follow.
And
Subscribe.
comment down below. Are you hashtag Team Dario or hashtag Team Björn in this
Oh,
divorce?
no.
Yeah.
This is some Civil
Yeah.
War stuff.
I'm hashtag
If you want to see
Yeah,
more of
why?
this bitch fight,
Hashtag Drea.
join in the next one.
Andrea.
Yeah. Maybe you were like the child that will argue.
Yeah, I pack my bag every weekend. I go to Dario's every weekend. I go to But Dad said I can go by horse. That's not fair.
Who's the mum? What's the dad?
We're too gay now.
You can have two dads. We don't discriminate. We're just saying, are you hashtag Team Dario, hashtag Team Björn in the divorce? And I'm apparently the child that goes 1 week to Dario's.
And now after all that, I forgot what we were doing at the next game.
Sorry. Anyways, back to the game.
Talk about warp zone. How big is it?
It was a simple question, Silva. You're right. Just don't
Yes,
jump
I'm-
up and start attacking me like somebody else. Good, not looking good.
Am I
Did you
right?
hit him across the head? He's like, come with me.
I just.
If you're going to die, can you do it quickly so we can move on, please?
Wow. You're a fucking rude bunch.
Well, I mean, you are standing in the middle of a road in Sylvania having an episode.
It's
fine.
constipation because, I saw a good bush back there.
Never mind. Let's just go the safe path. Fuck it.
Alright. That's what I already said, but fine. Let's go the south path.
But Melika's tower. We must go there.
Can we hit it up on the safe path?
No, that's where we're going. For now, until we find out the handlers. Cool.
Will you fit enough to lead us on the path?
Yes. Just follow me and keep up. I'm gonna quicken my pace.
Silver says, a quicker pace for you guys down the muddy road, flanked by large, tall trees. You feel like you're being watched from every angle. You're constantly looking up at the sky, looking around into the trees, and every few seconds turning around in the saddle. And as the road curves, you swear just before you lose sight of it, something appears from the trees. You continue on this path, silent, not much talking. And as the sun grows higher and higher in the sky, it does nothing to light the tense, dim feeling as you head deeper into Sylvania. Father Bellator. You suddenly, as you head deeper and deeper into the estate through your conscious,
He's watching.
you come to a dark chamber, not lit by any candle or sunlight. Cold and with almost a dreadful presence. Before you can push further, you hear a voice in your mind. It's quite rude to enter a lady's chambers unannounced, Father Bellator.
You're creep.
I'm gonna return my conscience to my body.
You return your consciousness to your body, and with that, you feel the return of weariness. It's been a long night, a long, intense night, and sleep tempts you. It's Father Bellator.
Does the weariness feel unnatural, or is it the same when he first started praying?
It's the same, natural tiredness from the events of the night before.
He is going to finish his prayers as best he can in his state, and then he will. Did I see anything else, by the way? Sorry, one more question. I knew saved this either, right?
When would you guys like to head off?
About 8 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Metagaming.
Got 8 hours of good sleep.
In the morning, in the day. You guys are vamps.
Should just come with us.
So around about 2 o'clock. 3 hours into your trip, the pace begins to lessen. You all know that you can't keep this rough pace on your horses for too long, lest should you tire them or worse, maim them, and having to continue the rest of the dangerous journey on foot. Would would you guys like to continue or stop for a break?
If we wrestle horses, how long would it take?
They would only need probably about an hour's rest.
Hours.
However, you can continue just at a slower pace, you know?
Jace, would you like to continue?
I understand, but we should probably keep the horses fresh just in case we need to ride.
Well, we're not going to stop here, are we? In the middle
Is
of...
there a good patch that we can sort of stop in? Just off the side of the road? Well, we are already adjacent to the road, I guess.
It's quite dense forest on either side, so not any great spots, but you know, a good enough spot for you to all stretch your legs, feed the horses, grab
this-
something for you guys to eat.
Still a safe spot? Like we're not in the border of Sylvania or anything yet?
No, you're still in Austin Mark, but it is quiet out here. You haven't seen anyone go past you, and you haven't seen anyone overtake you. And the natural lay of the land, being all forest, hills, and very dense forest, does very little to ease your minds.
What about the feeling of being watched? Do we still feel that?
It's alright. It'll do. Don't just look at me. Off your horses.
Alright.
I'm gonna get down and I'm gonna start circling the perimeter and putting there'll be a glow all around my arm, and I'm gonna pull a rune, place it on the ground, pull a rune, place it on the ground every few steps until I do a complete circle, and I'll be muttering under my breath, and then at the end of it I'm gonna raise it up and look at a bit of a translucent, dark bluish
Dome?
barrier. Yep,
Mm.
fills up and creates a dome of safety.
You find a spot
Not bad.
somewhat flat, yet well covered from the road, with enough view to see if anyone's coming or going. Fallen trees create a natural kind of wall around you guys, and as you finish your spell, you all step in. Well, I'm assuming you all step
They
in.
have
Yes.
to be in at the time.
Okay.
Sylvanus is gonna tend to the horses.
Okay.
I take it everyone just got off.
What's Jace doing?
Jace is going to jump off his horse and pull out his spear. What the fuck? Is this a trap? Eyes out! There's
What?
something there.
Is this after the is this after the dome
Yeah.
came up? Or is that what you mean? Yep.
Sorry, has Silver seen?
Magic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jace, relax. This is my doing. It's for our safety, right? No one can see us this way, and no one can get in without my permission. All right? It's just for safety. Put the spear down before you hurt yourself.
Next time, can you give me a warning?
I'll try.
How close are we to each other?
The dome is. Let me see how big this dome is. I don't think it's that big.
Domes.
Didn't we call it last time like
20
Heroes
feet or
Coast
something,
Flat?
isn't it?
It is. Ba-dum.
We were on Twitch every Friday.
It's 10 feet.
10 feet.
What?
So, like,
Wait, really? Can we all fit in there?
10 foot radius. Yeah.
Oh, radius, so
Yeah.
20 feet.
Yeah, it should be fine.
It's squishy, but you all fit.
Yeah. This way we'll get to know each other better.
So like, if we were to have a private conversation, would they still hear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ring.
I don't know how much 20 feet is.
This guy sucks.
Have you seen it's her?
So, just a bit bigger than this table, I think.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably about this room.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
Oh, no, that's fine. Okay, I'm just gonna like
Oh, actually, yeah.
usher you aside.
What's up?
I wouldn't know what a night horn is, you said, right? What's a night horn?
Yeah, it's. Did you see what happened to Jace back at the estate? Sort of like that, but much, much worse.
What do you mean by much worse?
I mean, he probably would have killed us all.
Yeah, we're here. Is it to the point that we would have to restrain him at night? If he loses consciousness, is it dangerous for us?
I'd rather not.
No, didn't really answer my question.
Yes, you
Oh my god, Jake. We're helping this kid, but it's not at the cost of us. I just want to say.
Just. If it's his choice, alright?
Is he able to fight?
Well, yeah. If he stays conscious, I don't think he needs to sleep.
Does Bjorn still use his
I
tie
must
me up
have.
slippies? He does.
What, sorry?
The things
When
Oh,
he
that.
yeah.
sleeps
Tie me
and
up
ties
slippies,
them
yeah.
in the-
Yeah, I lost them in the,
Oh, yeah.
the Space
Oh,
City.
yeah.
Yeah, use them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the
Don't
floor?
forget.
What's the floor like? Is it still dirt, or is it?
What do you want it to be? Yeah, it's still there. Yeah. So it's normal. It's just a
Just the walls?
Yeah, yeah. But I do control the temperature.
Oh, snaps.
Nice and cozy.
Alright, so
Well,
what's
sorry.
the plan? If we do find your mister, how do you plan to kill him? I mean, he's a necromancer, so he has access to the undead, who will obviously be able to raise people to protect him. Do you know his source of power? Do you know, are we able to eliminate anything?
She's right. The more we know about Heimlich, the better.
What I'm
And you're
trying to
the only
say in
one
a
with
nice
that
way is you need to
information.
tell us your story so we can help you. You don't remember anything about him specifically that could help us.
I didn't really get cuddly with the man.
Well, he's in your head. He did convince you to kill my brother, did he not?
What's your fucking problem,
My
mate?
fucking problem is you. We've come all this way to help you and you
I
won't
didn't
shut up.
ask you to
All right,
cuddle, mate.
all right. Just drink it, could you please.
What? It's information we need.
Just. All right. Did you know him before? You know,
No, I didn't.
he didn't. So he found you after you died. I mean, presumably, right?
Yeah.
I know it's tough. But what's the last thing you remember? Or what, let me rephrase that. What's the first thing you remember? Since you died.
What's the first thing?
That's right.
Waking back up, whatever.
I just remember getting shot, and then I wasn't.
You wasn't shot.
I wasn't dead.
Right.
Were you still bleeding? Did you still have a wound?
You woke up in the same spot.
Yeah.
Is Heimlich there?
Nor were your friends.
Nor were his friends. Alright, what about that mix up with the guard? I mean, we know it was a guard. What actually happened? Was he secretly working for Heimlich? Did he seek you out, or was it just...
Just a dick.
Hmm?
Sorry, so you haven't made a deal with Heimlich. You just woke up again.
Yeah.
Against your will. You don't.
Do you know anyone else who's like this?
You don't like. What I'm trying to ask is. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm trying to remember how much I know and how much Drone knows.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough.
We know Heimlich has his soul. No, we don't know that. We do know that. We presumed
that's what
it.
we've presumed,
Yeah.
and I think Del probably knows.
Okay. So you woke up again,
Mm-hmm.
but you died.
Mm-hmm.
Where's your soul? Is it with Heinrich?
I mean, when I wake up, I didn't need to eat. I didn't need to sleep. I didn't need to drink.
You were a hollow shell. So the deal is he has your soul. In return, you are alive.
Yeah.
Okay. So does he ever come demanding for things? Okay, like what?
Can you maybe explain your first interaction with him?
Do you
Whether it was
see
in
him?
person or in your
Yeah.
head and what was discussed? Surely that must have been a surprise for you.
He contacts me through corpses. Corpses. And we made a deal that I'd fuel the rebellion and he'd get me and my friend's souls back.
Feel the rebellion.
Does he ever contact you through corpses that you are familiar with, or is there any corpses you don't know? For instance, does it look like a fresh dead body, or is it someone that you know?
And these courses, is it like a possession?
Look, is this a fucking interrogation or something?
Yes. If
This has nothing to do with
it
Heimlich.
has everything to do with Heinrich.
How's this gonna help
Because
us kill him?
If we understand how he is tied to you, then we can kill him.
He has my soul. What else is there to know?
How did he get it? What did he use? What does he look like? What are his
I don't know. I
purposes?
didn't watch him rip my soul from my
We're
body.
not saying you did, we're just saying,
Joya,
Silver,
stop antagonizing the boy.
I'm not antagonizing the boy, we need to know this shit.
Well, I
And we
don't know, I
will,
can't
but
help.
There is better ways. Jess,
Okay, well, let's go back to what we do know. He has your soul.
hang on. If I may. If he contacts you through the dead, and he possesses you because you are dead, how was he able to possess Doris?
He was dying.
One foot in the grave, as they say.
That's just enough. Well, that's useful information.
I have a theory. He said he wants you to fuel the rebellion, and we know he's Manfred's dog. Yeah.
And we did confirm it.
And the rebellion would make
A lot of dead.
the chair unstable of Ostermark, right? Which would mean there would be a lot of uncertainty, which would be a perfect opportunity for someone sitting on the throne in Sylvania.
To make the move.
Exactly.
And so history repeats itself.
I don't know history.
But then why you?
Were you just in the right spot in the right time? Unlucky for you, really.
I don't know.
Alright.
Do you think you're the only one?
My friends weren't there.
Their bodies weren't there.
So he obviously took them. Has their soul as well, probably.
We haven't seen them since. Alright.
Well, I mean, I've seen them, but
I know the young girl still drifts around the warehouse.
yeah. I'm not sure if that means that he doesn't actually have their soul, and that's them, or if that's just.
It's alright. It's Is there anything else that you could think of that would be useful?
Really?
This one.
Can I ask you one last question?
Hmm.
When we were at the Enduring Star, and he was there, and you had your little freak out, do you know why you had wanted Pure? Why did you try to kill him? Why?
Because
What
my
did-
blood can wake up.
No, I know that.
Your blood can wake up.
It's
There's more
nothing.
to
I'm
that sentence.
asking
I
just a
know.
question.
Continue.
My blood can
How-
wake. Just
One
never
at
mind.
a time, please.
No,
Hold on,
it's
I-
important that we share this information.
Well, can I ask my question first?
Oh,
I was speaking first, Silver.
Do you know, when she gets like this, it's just best to let her do her thing.
All I'm asking is, what did he say to you? Do you just recall that?
He was gonna kill my mom.
Okay. That's fine. You don't remember anything you did?
the soldier said that you fought Heimlich.
Hmm?
What
Sorry?
is? You fought Heimlich.
Yeah.
Any insights you can share with us?
He's a slippery motherfucker.
Yeah, so nimble or
More spell based. Just couldn't get a hit on him. If I had more time. But it was a bit intense. He's something massive.
I'd like to do a perception check. Sorry, keep going.
He had a bodyguard.
bodyguard.
Yeah. Just
Did
someone
it have
down
an
on the
actual
ground.
body?
There's more bones, but a lot of power behind its punch.
Did he?
It's just, I'm just gonna say, because this is a conversation going for a while, just we've handed out rations, we're eating.
Yeah. Did he? Did you
Check.
remember?
And
any-
feeding horses and stuff in this small 20-foot thing. Yep.
Okay, let's say it's a Barbosa situation. Yeah.
Yes.
Barbosa had something that he used. Do you remember anything that Heimlich had on him, near him?
Sylvania.
We're gonna have a real good think about it.
I just want to
That's a good
say,
point.
I remember someone saying he has something with blue gems on it, and I just want to know if that's significant. But I wasn't there as my
The
character.
only weapon that he drew while you were fighting is a sword embedded with blue gems. Nothing linking him back to Captain Barbosa, yet the sword was clearly an artifact, a magical weapon, and it looked ancient.
Yeah.
Did he have a staff?
It did not have stuff.
Some ancient looking sword that I'm sure is an object of power. There's probably fueling his necromancy. He's powerful. It won't be easy taking him down. Do you remember Barbosa? And yeah, that didn't go so well either. And I have a feeling that Barbosa doesn't hold a match to Heimlich.
So what was if you mind my asking, Barbosa's you said there was an artifact that was fueling him?
Barbosa? What do you mean? I was speaking about the artifact that Heimlich had, which was an ancient looking sword encrusted in jewels, right? Blue jewels, if I recall
In my history.
correctly.
Have I heard about it?
It's a focus. Every spellcaster needs a focus.
I see.
That's true.
So you think the way to defeat Heimlich is to break his artifact?
Perhaps.
That's a good theory.
Drea, there's a sharp tug of your hair on the right hand side. And as you kind of brush as away annoyingly, still kind of in your frustration trying to find out what's happening, another tug harder, pulling your head this time. You look to him and he looks out to the road, pointing with his sword. You follow where he's pointing. And I need you to make a perception check.
Oh shit.
There's something else I need to
But
talk
the
to you.
dome is obscure, yeah?
19.
Oh,
And our voices don't go out.
You focus for a second,
For sure.
and down the long winding road, through the dim overcast morning and through the drizzle that's now setting, you see a black hooded rider just at the edge of the road where it bends off.
Just sitting with it.
Yet your heart drops when you see. You notice two things. The first one, jarringly, is the horse itself. Its legs, half of them natural horse, the others wet mucus covered tentacles.
Ugh.
There's no sound emanating from them as they slowly move forward. The second thing, the black mask on his face, hiding his features underneath the black hood.
So, if we're on the side of the road, is he heading?
We're not like parked right next to the road, because we're
Yeah,
all
yeah.
And
But-
you've
Adjacent.
moved into the forest, yeah.
But like, is he? Does it look like? What direction is he going in?
He's behind you,
Okay.
heading up the
just
road.
enjoying it.
Yeah, so he's come from Ostermark.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna like put my arm on my hand on Ron's arm. Like, shh.
You all naturally kind of quieten and tense up, hunching low, forgetting that the dome surrounding you blocks all noise and all sound.
I'm just gonna point.
I need you to make a history check, you know, as you all look at this figure.
Advantage on undead demons or fate, yeah?
Tentacles.
At advantage.
So undead history, sorry?
Yep.
What was it? Yeah, fate fiends are undead, yeah. $24.
As you look at this hideous abomination of a horse, you realize that you've seen it before. Not once, and not only one horse, but multiple of these.
Oh no.
They're dark riders clad in heavy chaos armor at the Contest of Champions.
Oh,
Warriors who have foregone their soul to the Chaos God Slanesh, the power of excess, the god of excess. The rider, however, as you all look at him, wearing the same mask as the Black Mace.
as the black base.
what?
But it does look like a chaos warrior, otherwise.
The horse is definitely chaos. The rider is definitely an employer of the Black Mace.
What?
So just a quick thing. Just at the Black Mace, everyone was wearing the same type of mask.
They were.
What about the Black Mace? Tell me. Does he
Never
wear?
saw him. And if he did, he would have been masked.
But I guess he would, because that's
But-
the best way to stay hidden.
So
Really
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
What is the-
And I've never seen this.
No, you haven't. You've seen the Black Mace. You've definitely seen the Black Mace. And you've seen both the Chaos Horse and the Black Mace. The horse, like a dog, sniffs at the air, and after a few seconds, the rider pulls him around and back out of view.
Well, that's the one that's definitely following us.
Why would fucking Tom want to follow us?
Do I know that Tom is a Black Mace? Can't
Yeah,
remember.
we told you.
Yeah, that's right. We shared that information.
How do you even know?
So what did you say?
Tommen is the Black Mace. Haven't I told you this?
Oh, fucking
I'm always in character.
I was actually the one that told you Tom was black.
Was it? Oh.
You cannot take credit for everything. You do know that.
Everything's been happening very quickly.
Oh, perhaps that's because you haven't been sharing things. You would know that I told you if
Alright.
I had told you.
Guys, it's no time to argue.
Yes. Listen to the work.
Okay, first question. Why the fuck does that horse have 2 horse hooves and 2 tentacles? 2. Why is Tommen following us? 3. Do the travel in herds? Travel in herds. If there's one of him, surely
Yes.
there's more of him.
The horse is twisted by chaos. One of the chaos gods. Slanesh, I believe. Why would Tommen have us followed into Sylvania? Can't be for revenge. Can't be for just a grudge against us.
Maybe we
Who did you say was sending the Warpstone?
sending the Warpstone.
Did you heard something about that, didn't you?
We all did.
Did we?
Well,
About Tommen sending the Warpstone?
you don't know. He doesn't know about. You can't.
Sorry, Tommen was sending the Warpstone?
I don't know, isn't that
No,
what she heard?
we
Sorry.
we found out that Doris was taking the Wolfstone to Sylvania because he was hired by the Black Mace, but you can't say that from his fucking son.
I didn't say Doris did it.
I know, but I was saying you can't talk about it because, like,
Oh,
he's an emotional wreck. I'm saying this out again.
okay.
So Tommen is probably the one sending the fucking Warpstone to fuel Heimlich or Manfred's conquest.
It might
That doesn't make sense.
not just. Oh, you know what? Never mind.
No speak.
The Warpstone might not just be for the Necromancer. This is gonna sound weird, but
I mean, we are travelling with the dead to Maxi.
that is true. And I can't believe this. I'm about to say this, or if it's real, but I've thought about it countless times over and over again in the last hour. I don't even know if I am me.
I'm sorry, what?
Huh?
I had a flashback memory. I was trapped in a cylinder, gargling
It's like some sort of.
in some water-like substance. And when I opened up my eyes, I saw another cylinder. Me inside, looking right at me, and a Warpstone was placed on the bottom. They are growing super soldiers.
What?
There is no way around it. That's what it is.
Hold on. Wait. You're saying that you recently woke up in some sort of vat and there was multiple versions of you.
Are you dead too?
I'm not dead.
Is anyone in the fucking Empire right in the head?
So are you trying to say that Tommen is growing these super soldiers?
I don't know. All I know is that the warp zone might be for that, and I don't know why.
Alright, calm down. Anything else that you might want to share with us? What's with that freaky arm of yours? Might as well get it all out.
Freaky.
I just want to say, while this is happening, Jace is sort of separated and he's trying to circle the edge of the dome with his spear out, and he wants to try and, if he can, try and keep track of where it is.
Okay.
Using, I don't know, his keen cat ears.
Okay. You can make a perception check.
Does Azra help him?
Azra is on his shoulder.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. I love that one. Yeah, what's up with your freaky arm, Silver?
Maybe in another time, with a stronger drink.
I hate to say it, Silver, but I'm not sure if we'll have another time.
I hate to say this, but there is a fucking
There's
thing.
a fucking-
Yes.
Yeah, and I just want to know, if you were a super soldier, do you have control of your mind? Because if you don't, well, if you turn around and try and kill us too.
Don't worry.
She has a point.
I do have a point. Apparently it seems I am the only one who's thinking logically.
Alright,
No.
how, what's the last thing you remember before waking up in a vat? let's do it.
A symbol.
Hmm?
I think he said symbol.
A symbol.
Mm-hmm.
Could you draw the symbol in the dirt?
Was it in Sylvania? Is it at this tower that you're so obsessed
I
with?
don't remember where it was.
Alright, fine,
I just remember the symbol.
cool. All good. Either way, we're heading that way. If you remember anything else, let us know. Alright?
Either way, they are growing an army of some sort.
Yeah. So you were grown in a test tube, is that what you're saying?
I was not grown in a test tube.
Okay, so
Are you the original Sylvan?
I don't know. Look, I don't want to think about this.
I mean, you brought it up, mate. Alright.
I only brought it up because that's where we're heading, is Malka's Tower, and that's where those tubes are. And I
Okay.
brought it up because that's where the warp stone is leading.
Mm-hmm.
All cards out on the table?
Were you fighting in the Black Mace?
No,
You never fought in the Black Mace?
I've never fought in the Black Mace.
Alright. Well, do you know there's another one of you fighting in the Black Mace?
Oh, I know. I went there to ambush him, trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. Would just make sense. Tommen's probably behind that too. Whatever. Let's fuck up Heimlich and then we'll come back and take out Tommen. Cool?
How old is Dario?
22, 23, 24.
And
which one?
somebody
Which Dario are you talking about?
He's
Ha-
a super soldier.
And how old is someone your younger brother or older brother?
Younger
Okay.
and less handsome.
Are you... Last question, I swear. Stop sighing. you said you had flashback memories. Are you certain those memories are yours? If there are other ones of you, are you somehow connected to them?
How do you expect me to answer that?
Well, I don't know, did you...
You,
Look in
you
the
just
mirror,
have a
see your
memory
flashback.
and be like, oh, I don't know if that's memory's mine or
Or does it feel foreign to
maybe
you,
it's not
Silver?
mine. It doesn't feel foreign. It feels very real. I swear I was there. Anyway, regardless, this guy behind us, he can sniff us out. He knows our scent. Maybe there's a way to set him up an ambush. Have any ideas? Any spells of yours?
I could probably cook up something.
I think leave him be. If he attacks us, we attack him.
I agree.
If he gets in our way, we go through him.
I don't like anyone chasing my tail.
Well, then you go after him.
I would, but you saw him. As soon as he got a scent, he ran the other way.
So, we cover up our scent.
Look, let's just keep moving. Alright. We're out here. We've got our target. We're just gonna go do it. Anything else that gets in our way, we'll take it out. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yes? We don't have the time. We don't have the men. We can't be fluffing about.
With the
Yes.
hour coming to an end,
I'll just say I'm gonna spend 10 minutes and I'm gonna bring out my old friend Gaia
Oh!
before it ends.
with the hour coming to an end, Jace, with your perception check, you can just hear the rider moving off in the opposite direction, out of earshot. The biggest thing that perhaps may have been overlooked with all the turmoil going on is what is a Black Mace employer doing on a Chaos Horse, and what does that speak of the Black Mace himself?
Yeah, just the old fucker.
With the last of your 10 minutes, you summon Gaia. And
So
as-
I'm gonna sit down, get the old clay bowl out, and bleed into it and do the full ritual, which I have not done for a long time.
I wish I was feeling a bit.
Just so
In my last 10 minutes, I'm gonna walk up to Jace. I'm gonna put my arm out so Azra can come on my shoulder.
He climbs down and retakes his position in your meditator.
And I walk off.
As the
So-
dome ends,
He doesn't even look at you.
Good!
He doesn't even realise.
Can you even see when you're dead, Jace?
I don't know.
as the dome
Pseudo.
ends, you see movement in the forest before Gaia appears. And as she shakes her mane, water driplets
Cut the fireplace.
falling off her. You hear in your head, Bjorn, have you been avoiding me, little one?
Bill's fighting.
Hello, Gaia.
Everyone's
I suppose I have. I hope you've been well.
She looks at you for a second, her deep eyes studying the son of her previous owner. What is it you need, young pup?
This is a dangerous hunt. I fear we are not only the hunters, but we are also the hunted.
Of course. Otherwise you wouldn't have summoned me. Although a nice catch up would have been appreciated.
There'll be time for that. I'm just working through myself.
I understand. Not enough time for your elders. It's always the same with you young ones. Well then,
You know what, if you lectured me less, then maybe you would come out more. Just saying.
Which way?
I lead this pack. I need a scout. Path ahead. Sylvania.
Dead meat wasn't always my favorite choice.
Yes, well, I've been turned off it entirely.
Travel safe then. And she begins heading up the road.
Gaia,
Young cousin.
I appreciate it.
Of course. She disappears into the trees.
Do we see Gaia?
You do. We'll see
Doesn't
her.
for a little nod. Hey girl. Like, just a little.
Yeah, she like probably like reaches your head. She's that big there.
Yeah, she's my bestie.
As she heads off, you guys jump back on your horses. Refreshed and rested, you head back onto the road.
Beyond, were you using any hit dice?
Yeah, how does that work again? I just like press them, but do I have to actually roll the dice, yeah?
Yeah.
You could choose, okay?
Yeah.
I'll just do this at all.
You head back onto the road and
Um,
towards Sylvania again. Go
sorry,
ahead.
I just thought, after seeing that, I think Dre would like to be a bit more. Just a lot more perception.
And
Like,
use 3.
Yep, a lot more aware.
yeah, a lot more aware. Yeah, that's what.
Okay.
D10s.
You know, also sorry, just like tracks because you know, obviously horses leaves tracks. Is there tracks on here? Is there a lot of other tentacle tracks?
There is heavy tracks on here and racer tracks, and they look like heavily armored cavalry.
on the trees on them for like scratch marks and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
So I just want to tell you what I'm kind of
Yeah,
looking at.
that's right.
Sylvanus is also on hyper alert.
Yep. All right. Now, what is the plan from here? Are you guys going to the fist, or are you guys breaking off before then?
I think we're going to the fist
To rest, or what's the plan?
because
No, if we go to the fist, it'll be 12 o'clock.
Correct.
We
Or about
press
1
on.
o'clock now?
well, I think Jace was saying that he wants to question people on the road. So I think our plan is go to the fist.
What do you
or
want to question
head
them?
towards to find out about Heimlich. Is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
But our destination is Malekith's Tower.
Look, the first thing we need to do is find out where Heimlich is. And we're not going to learn that from some crazy ass Sylvania monster. But then we need to question the actual person that might know.
And where do you suppose we find it?
You said bandits are here? Surely one of them's hired by Heimlich or something.
I'm sure we could find one up the road, but I don't think Heimlich would hire bandits.
Failing that, again, the fist is less than half an hour away from the front lines.
What did we try and decide? Sorry, I was.
Where are you guys going?
Yeah, like if we're stopping at the fist, if we're going to Malekith's Tower. 'Cause we-
What time is it when we get to the fist?
It'll be about 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
So we let ourselves get ambushed, take control, question them.
Look, we can't sit around and wait to be ambushed.
No, I'm saying like as we're making our destination, as we're making our way.
I think we keep going.
Right.
To Malekith's Tower, or
Do you want to take the
find
path
another way?
through the fist and then through the front line though, or avoid the front line?
So the front line, just explain to me. There's armies that are fighting.
There's the Ostenmark army, and then there is the Imperial army, which are holding.
Right,
front.
well, we have
Wouldn't
to
that
avoid
be really tense because a whole bunch of zombies went there?
I'm not
So
sure.
we avoid it.
But if you guys were looking for information, that would be, should you not get ambushed, that would be the next safest spot.
that. Okay. Would it be okay if we go there, or is it like, are we going to be attacked?
No, you would.
Alright, then yeah, let's head there.
Aren't you heading? Sorry, this is out again. You're heading to their funeral. Where is that?
The fist, that's where we're heading.
No, it's not at fist.
It's
the
not
front
like
line.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. I think we go there. There's people. It's not bandits. We'll get enough information. I've just gone from out of character to in character.
Right.
And directions. Hopefully.
Done.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes. Onwards.
Back on the road, you pick up a faster pace again and begin heading towards the fist and towards the front lines. Skipping a few hours ahead, you both wake up well rested, a well needed sleep to recuperate not only the physical demand on your bodies, but more the mental demand that you guys have gone through. During your sleep, you're uninterrupted, and the estate seems to be plodding along, quiet in its own little sanctuary. You guys get dressed, wash up, and head out of your rooms roughly around the same time, finding each other on the stairs on the second level. What would you like to do?
So just to confirm, we had a long rest.
You had a long rest, yep.
Lady De Winter, she's got guards and stuff.
She does.
So would they have like a supply of arrows? Like a
Yeah, there's an armory that you can fill up on arrows again.
Just reflecting on going to the funeral, from Father Bell's experience and what he knows, like being that it is on the front line, that's not a journey that's well suited for two people to make, is it? Like, is there a way for us to get there that we would know that is safe?
The main road would be the safest. And like once you're on the front lines, although it is dangerous being on the front lines, there is soldiers around everywhere, and it's not like they're under constant waves of attack.
Yeah.
They're simply just holding that area.
And how long would it take us to get there?
It'll take about 6 hours.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Where are you? Father Bell.
I hate moving with it. No. I'm still in my room at the moment.
I'll probably sorry. Dario getting ready, he would have left his room and started making his way to the armor.
Okay. You said there's limited servants around, but there is some, right?
Correct.
If I was to get something to eat and pack some rations and...
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely doable.
Perfect. Alright, I want to start organising for the journey. I want to leave as soon as Dario's ready.
Okay. As you both split ways, or as you go both your separate ways, you go down to the armory, where you're met by Captain Mara. It looks like he's just checking on supplies and things like that before he probably turns in for, his shift is over. And as he sees you, he gives you a bow very similar to those of Kislev. Hand over chest and deep bow with a hand with a sword. Ah, the young Prince of Ostenmark. What brings you to my lovely fortress?
I reciprocate. So I do the bow, like the Ostenmark version. I'm after some arrows for our journey to Sylvania.
Ah, arrows, yes. I heard you were quite handy with the bow.
Very. The rumours are true.
Well, for 20 gold pieces, I can supply you with 5 arrows.
20 gold. That must
Yes.
be.
You are the prince, no?
Yes.
Oh,
Are these
hang on.
magical arrows for that?
No, they're terrible. Not even fletched. I jest! Smile! Why is everybody here so gloomy? You want arrows? You take arrows. How many you need?
Captain Burrow, I'm sorry, reminds me from Stranger Things. What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Russian dude.
Yeah. Yuri.
Yuri.
This is Katrina.
20 arrows.
20?
Yeah.
Yes.
I give you 21.
Perfect.
Yeah, a gesture of my kindness. You don't forget me, huh? Once you become prince, I become richer.
Yes.
Good man. He whistles to one of his guards. They bond rob 20 arrows for you, wrapping them in some thin rope and handing the bundle over to you. You need anything else? Daggers, knives, swords, axe, mace. You like to crush heads? Mace, good.
I've been turned off maces lately.
Oh, and why? You don't like brains?
I'll stick to my bow and my sword. But thank you.
Ah, you don't get the satisfaction of crush. You crush the man's skull?
No.
Captain Mara crushed many skulls.
I pierced his brain from 600 feet away, at least.
If you were not the prince, I would say coward. But as the prince, I say champion.
Wise words.
Mara, wise like gold.
Remind me of someone else I know.
You leave now? You want horses?
Yes.
I get you horse. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, this guy's just breed
Just
or
us
something.
or? Yeah, just us. 2 of your finest.
Two of my finest. I get you horse with big cock. They strong and they go fast.
Wouldn't that slow them down?
For sure does.
He starts laughing. Ah, yes! What they call it in your aerodynamics, yes?
Yes.
Yes. No, I assure you, it makes them go faster. They get the scent of another horse, especially a female. Oh, them boys. They run.
What if the female horses are in the opposite direction?
No, bad news for you, friend.
Can we have your fastest horses with the smallest cocks?
Captain Mara only has big cocks.
Fine. I'll take your word for it.
I jest! Always jesting. I got you some good horses.
And I just, I noticed you're from Kislev.
No, Kislev? No.
No?
Why do you think I'm from Kislev?
That, you did the Kislev bow.
No. Kislev's our cousins.
No.
Captain Mara. Come.
Is this another jest?
No. Captain Mara from the dreaded land of Sylvania.
We did that.
I won't hold it against you.
Oh, good.
Because that would be racism.
Alright, well,
Can I see under your eye? This one, yes?
20 gold.
20 gold!
You're the captain, aren't you?
Yeah, but...
Nice.
no, I'm volunteer.
I slap him. I'm like, I jest!
Captain Mara likes you.
And I'll look around.
Oh, nasty. What happened to Prince's eye?
Crazy man?
Like Captain Mara?
Yes, but less funny.
Yeah, yes. Bad man then.
Yes.
Okay.
We
You
saw
should-
his brains that day.
You did?
Yes.
Well done. Okay, 20 arrows, 21 arrows, and 2 horses, small cocks.
Thank
They'll
you.
be ready in the yard.
And then I'll.
Father Val, you, with the help of servants, arrange rations just enough for under a week, should anything go wrong while you're on the road. And as you're finished, you head out finding Dario in the main foyer as he comes back from the armory.
So, do you know when the funeral is? Like, we're gonna make it in time, presuming nothing goes wrong, right?
They're waiting on you.
Oh, okay.
But the maximum would be 3 days.
Okay.
Like if you're not then within 3 days, that will be.
Are you ready, my prince?
Yes, are you? Father Bell?
I just give you a nod. We best leave at once before it gets too dark.
Of course. Sorry, just quickly. If Dari sent or got, with Lady De Winter's approval, one of her people to collect something on his behalf, would that cause red flags? And
Where from?
because the blacksmith was organising money for him.
No, she would be able to collect it, as long as they had your seal of approval on it.
So it wouldn't be like the blacksmith's like, oh, I know Dara's the bad guy.
You're not sure.
Okay. I'll hold off. Thank you.
6 hours without riding hard, right?
Yeah.
How do you think we'll fare on the roads, Father?
The light should guide our steps and enlighten our path, Dario.
It's good to hear.
The horses were going to be at the gate, right?
Mm.
Okay. Did you rest well?
Did I rest?
You did. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Dario and just start fixing his coat.
Surprisingly well, considering.
Good. Shall we?
We have much road to cover.
Mounting up, the gates are opened, and you begin your long, tedious journey to the front line.
So just before we leave, when we leave the gate, Dara is going to chuck. Now I know I've forgotten, but Dara's going to chuck 5 gold coins and chuck them on the ground.
Okay.
For okay.
I feel like we're the only one who
Okay.
pays.
Mm.
Oh wait, it's only you two now.
Oh, I got nothing.
Thanks, Jasmine.
Yeah.
Going back
Oh.
to the other group,
Carlos is paying.
you make your way, finally reaching the fist, an encampment just off the road, within a clearing, surrounded by a small stream that goes around it. You can see it's been used multiple times. Fires that have been set up are like not hidden or anything like that, and rocks and small piles of firewood are left there for any soldiers heading back or through this area. Along the remainder of the journey, you don't see, hear, or notice anyone. And the drizzle that's now turned into a moderate rain has dampened everyone's mood. Evermore almost setting the scene for what is to come in Sylvania. As you approach the fist, you see, hung by a stake, a skeleton with his arm outstretched towards Sylvania, and a sign hanging from his neck. On the sign, "Ye be weary. You are leaving the lands of Ostenmark into the land of Sylvania."
Have we seen this sign before? In the one shot? Did we? I sort of remember this.
Another one, once you get closer. "Ye been warned. Turn back now."
We did.
I think we did,
I
right?
think we
Yeah.
did.
At the swamps. Yeah.
And then one last one at the fist.
Wait, which one's your?
You are now on the front line. Underneath it, a larger sign hangs. No lights, Keep noise to a minimum. And always watch the sky. Sigma guide you.
Usual signposts, but very informative.
So, we stay. We go.
I think we water the horses. Keep them fresh in case we need to ride a bit quicker, and then we move on. 15 minutes.
It might be better if we separate and gather answers. It will be quicker.
Are we people?
Within half hour of the front line.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think it would be better if we stick as a group.
Sorry, I
but
meant like once we're at the front line.
let's water the horses and stuff. Just keep moving. I think, unless anyone wants to do something here.
I just want to inspect the fist, like, because we said this is a commonly used place. Like, is there more than just sticks and foxes? Do people leave things here?
Make a perception check.
Also, those 3 skeletons. What were they humanoids or?
16.
I have it on good intel that we probably should not stay long enough first. So get what you need done and let's move.
You look around the campsite, quite large, easily big enough to hold a unit of 100. And as you kind of walk around, the trees that surround it, you can see on some of them notches for days on the front line. Others a heart with an initial in it. And as you make your way around, examining all these kind of different markings and history of people gone past, you find yourself on a small path. So the fist itself is surrounded by a stream, and there's a small path that steps over into over the stream into the forest. It's still visible from the encampment, and as you stop in front of you, where the path ends, a statue of Sigma, only high enough to reach your waist, stands. Weeds and sticks have been cleared around it, and in their place, pendants, coins, a dagger, and around it, around Sigma's neck, a necklace with a small metal hammer has been placed.
Joe's just gonna sit there for a bit. Not sit there, but Joe, like just stare at it. And then she's just gonna bend down and take the dagger. And then,
Sigma comes here.
fuck you, Sigma! No, okay, I won't do that. But she just walks away.
Is anyone else doing anything here?
Nothing in particular.
Just
There's-
go.
Sorry.
Can we
Where
see
do
the
you go?
tents from here?
There's the tents of the front line.
Yeah, is that?
You can't.
We're not there yet?
No, and it's like up on a hill,
Mm-hmm.
and you're at the fist, and then it goes downhill to where the front
Where
line
the
is.
front line is, gotcha.
Would, if I looked, could I see anywhere that like the earth might have been disturbed, where people might have buried weapons or something like that?
The earth all around is quite disturbed, and although you do see a few weapons around, like a bow leaning up against a tree with a quiver of arrows, you see somewhere else a stack of spears, another place you see axes for chopping wood. There isn't anything kind of that catches your eye. Probably the most nicest weapon there was the dagger.
Yeah, I'll just take that.
Anybody else doing anything before you move to the front? No?
Are there any firearms?
No firearms.
As the how do we still feel like we're being watched?
If you're ready,
Happy to
prosper.
move on.
Yeah, we need to move on.
You guys remount and heading up the hill. As you crest it, Sylvania lays bare in front of you. Most of it still shrouded in mist, even at this time of day.
No lights, keep moving, and always watch the sky. That's the warning, right?
Yeah. And
Big boat.
Yeah, you said it was raining, right?
it is.
Is it casting a heavy shadow or anything? Like, is the sun being blocked?
Yeah, it's overcast.
It's overcast.
It's not unnatural rain. Like, if we were, when we were in Austin Market, we have looked at the sky and be like, oh yeah, it's going to rain. Or was it like completely different? Like it only rained. when we
Although
went
it's
to
not
Sylvania.
unnatural, it definitely, as soon as you crest the hill, there is a feeling of uneasiness. And whenever someone says the accursed land of Sylvania, you can see why. All around you, dead trees rise like stretching fingers from the fog. From what you can see that isn't hidden by the mist or the fog is a boggy marshland. It reeks as soon as you get up the hill. The stench is overwhelming. And as you look down, the front line has been entrenched just before this boggy marshland. Trenches and stakes have been set up, cannon placements positioned perfectly to provide covering fire for the troops. And in the boggy marshland, you can just see glimpses of Austin Mark and Imperial armor. Banners lay stuck and sinking in the marsh. Weapons and arrows litter the place. You can see large craters from cannon fire. And the worst of it all, the bodies that are slowly sinking into the marshland. If you guys didn't see the front line, you wouldn't have even known it's there. Noise is kept to a minimum, and even the horses sing. You know, it seems shy and quiet. And all in front of you, for about 50 kilometers on either side, a line of trench works and troops litter the front line.
How the undead that we saw walking towards Sylvania, did they arrive here? Like, is there a recent battle or anything? Or
Doesn't look like it.
Do we see any on the way here either?
Alright.
So there's no tents or anything?
No.
Just
You can see from where you are on the hill, the condition of the front line is terrible. Those that are on patrol or watch duty lay cradled in their trench, sleeping on mounds of clothes and dirt. Underneath the drizzle, they try to keep themselves warm. No fires are permitted. And the whole land in front of you, even the trenches, is almost being absorbed by the marshy land. Nothing is. Even the cannon emplacements are dug down so they're not protruding too high. and all along the front line, the stakes that have been set up, you can see on multiple of the stakes, dead impaled on there.
We didn't come all this way for nothing.
This is a terrible sight.
Yeah, Chase isn't stopping. He's just gonna keep going.
Is there a road to keep going on?
There's a road that quickly turns into a mushy, muddy field, essentially.
Does it go past the front line or through the front line?
It goes to the front line, and then it veers off around it before you see it connecting back up to a main road that heads into Sylvania.
Can I see any merc colours?
You can't see any mercenary troops, but you do see the Austin Mark and Imperial Army.
Sorry, would the horses be too heavy that they will get stuck in the marsh?
No, they'll be alright. But it's more the feel of the noise that they would make. Like, you can see horses here, but they're kept a little bit further back from the front line.
Yeah.
As you approach, Jace, a guard comes out of his trench that faces backwards towards Ostermark and holds out his hand, doesn't even call out to you. With a rifle slung over his shoulder, he steps in front of the road, and as you move closer, just holds the reins of your horse. What are you doing here, boy?
We're looking for Heimlich.
The sorcerer, the necromancer.
That's
What do you want with him?
this disapear we've been sent to assassinate him.
He looks back at the rest of you.
That's right. You heard it.
Where's the rest?
That's all we need.
Kind of some witch hunters or something?
Yep.
You don't look like witch hunters.
Don't judge a book by its cover. Do you know where he is? Or where he could be?
He scratches at his unkept beard. If you're looking for that bastard, my first pick would be the Petal. That's what we call it. A small town. About an hour's ride
The Petal.
from Malchus Tower. Do you have a map?
He's
Yep.
up there in the one
Yeah, we
shot.
do. Silver! Mate, we need the map.
Pass it down.
You see this? Malchus Tower there.
Mm-hmm.
Petal here. And he points to a small town.
Is
Fairly
it
close.
closer than the tower?
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep in mind, the people of Sylvania are not. Well, they're not normal like us.
How do you know?
Everyone's weird here, mate. Just watch your back.
Any advice on how we can fit in?
They're accepting. We go there from time to time on scouting missions, but just don't give too much away. And don't ask too much. They don't like to talk. They usually keep to themselves, and if you do the same, you should be fine. You know their loyalties once lied to Vlad von Karstein.
Where does it lie now?
Nobody knows. but they see us as foreigners here.
I mean, that's accurate.
Yeah. I mean, you'd think they'd want to be saved from this hellish nightmare. Fuck, I don't even know why they stay here.
Right.
Oh, and don't light any lanterns or campfires. Stay on the road.
What happens if we do?
Beacons. You wait till nightfall. The sky crawling with creatures. Bats, witches, and things that will swoop you up and carry off into the night.
Akatoya.
That's what they call it. I've seen many a friend snatched up out of nowhere, taking a piss. The only warning you have is a screeching they make moments before they snatch you up. Anyway, safe travels. If you see that bastard, give him a kick for us, will you?
We do. Thank you for your help.
You look from us the mark, or yeah. How's things back home?
Not the best.
Why is that?
It's just you know.
Did you see the moon last
Yeah.
night?
Morslip. Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of dead have risen, from Westermark in particular.
Fuck me. We didn't see anything last night.
We're headed your way, so
From Ostermark.
yes.
Thousands of them.
Our scouts didn't see anything, and there was nothing on the other side.
If they didn't head here, then where could they be?
Maybe they took the long way. Keep an eye out. And, pray for your city.
I'll spread the word. Anything else?
That's it. Thanks for your help.
Yeah.
All the best.
You too.
Sigma's blessing. All that.
Yeah. We all need it out here. He motions to a few guards, and they kind of back down and let you guys go past through the first set of trenches of the first line before you're shepherded off in a certain direction. You can see as you head kind of parallel with the front line a squadron of heavily armoured knights, Reichlanders, sporting the colours of the Imperial Army. And a man, tall, bold, with a great moustache, sits in conversation with what looks like to be a captain. You guys continue on the road and eventually start parting ways with the front line as it weaves around and then comes back up. And that is where we'll take a quick break before we continue to find out what's in store for the guys in Sylvania.
Me too.
Welcome back. Dario and Father Bellador. You continue under this drizzling, morbid rain, deeper and deeper towards the front line of Sylvania and to the border of Ostermark and Sylvania. as you travel, although you're kitted out in your wet cloaks, you still feel the chill and bite of the wind seeping deep into your bones. Your horses are wet, you're both covered in mud. And there's nothing pleasing about this journey, knowing that at the end of it, you're gonna have to bury a friend. Along the road, is there anything that you would like to discuss?
Perhaps what we're going to do when we get back to the castle.
Yeah.
Just general idea, so that obviously after this we have a plan of what we're going to go back and do.
And what's that?
I'm going to tell Daria about how I think his dad is influenced. I think that's what we decided, yeah.
Yep.
And we're going to try and find a way in to his father first to try and help him. And if he's not, so be it, come what may.
And Dara's going to tell Father Bell how he has written letters to possible allies. So if shit goes down, they can send out those letters and hopefully back him up in some way.
And obviously discuss, state of Ostermark and the borders and the battles and all of that as well.
Alright.
Alright, you guys know
Update
a
me.
shit about me?
What's that?
You guys know a shit about me?
Bjorn is such a bitch.
And Father Bell will, Daria will ask questions like what he's missed on the last 8 years.
Yeah. Knowing now what you know about your brother, him being the Black Mace, how does Dario feel about his position and his brother's intentions about your position as heir? Does that thought cross Dario's mind, or does Dario, being his brother, not even want to consider that an intention of Tom?
So Dario can't help it. He's thinking maybe if I stayed, he could have turned out differently. But now Dario feels like he needs. Cody knows that, Dario doesn't. But he's worried that if Tommen were to take the throne, being the Black Mace.
So that is a possibility that Dario thinks could happen? Okay.
Yeah.
Even though he's your brother, you think that he would betray you for the chance of sitting the throne?
Well, he didn't.
Father Bell's told him that he's trying to get him killed. So there is that.
So he didn't until Father Bell told me.
But what Father Bell heard wasn't directly an order to kill Dario. It was to harm Bjorn and more keep an eye on Dario.
I thought it was to kill him.
We're talking about that meeting with that person.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So Dario's not necessarily he's not worried that Tommen wants to take over, but he's worried his auntie will cause something or force Tommen or increase Tommen's chances. But Dario's concerned that being the Black Mace, what are his intentions? Because he's not the Tommen Dario remembers.
And has Dario thought about if Dario sits the throne, what happens to Tommen, knowing that he's the Black Mace?
Well, Dario hasn't, he's got scenarios going through his head. He's like, do I arrest him? Do I shut the Black Mace down? Do I banish him? Do I put him on trial, like, do I, like, he feels like he has a lot of questions but no answers.
If it came to it, and you did have to imprison him, is that something Dario would be able to do to his own brother? Or worse? Or is that something that Dario doesn't want to think about?
That is a question he has asked himself, but like only once, and then after that it's like, if I have to cross that bridge, I'll cross it when I have to.
Riding hard, you eventually make it to the Fist. An area which was somewhat of a safe haven for the troops of Ostermark, Sergeant Riley and his squadron. Now, the scent of death hangs heavily in the encampment. Would you guys like to examine the camp?
Yeah, Father Bell, in his traditional manner, would like to go pray at the statue of Sigma and leave a token.
As you go there. Yep.
Dario will actually follow him.
Okay. As you both kneel in the mud, the rain patters against your cloaks, the thick overhang of the trees doing little to stop the horrible rain. And as you finish, you open your eyes, Father Bellador, and you see Sergeant Riley's necklace hanging on the statue. It haunts you to know that such a good soul, such a good Sigmarite, gave his life fighting for those that wouldn't even know his name and would belittle him if they saw him. Yet in your eyes, even caked in mud and stinking of horse, who was one of the most righteous people you knew. Not perhaps in faith, but in his service to his friends, his family, and always putting others before him. Sadness overwhelms you. And then that quickly turns to anger. A hero falling, and not even a single mourner in Ostermark, who's forgotten the day he died by those he fought so hard to protect, and what he left behind: a wife with an unborn child, and friends who are certain to meet a similar fate on the front line. You eventually both get off your knees. What token do you leave behind?
I'm gonna leave a piece of chain.
Dario?
Dario would, not being used to this, he will leave a coin.
You add your offerings to the trinkets and coins surrounding the statue before climbing back on your horses and I presume moving to the front line. It is now night, around 8 o'clock, and as soon as you approach the camp, as soon as you're recognized, the soldier walks up to you quietly, no torch in hand, blessed night indeed. Father himself here to see us.
I am merely a messenger of Sigma, my son. It is I that am blessed in the presence of such fine men.
You humble me, Father. Will you be staying, or are you only here for the funeral? The men could use a sermon. Your words, they inspire us, light the fire in our hearts, and remind us what we're fighting for. Would you do us the honor? Please, Father.
Of course, my son. But first, we have a brother to guide to his ear.
I'll let the men know you're here, and we'll get the body ready.
Sigma bless you, my son.
Sorry, Father. And oh, my prince. I apologize. Excitement overtook me.
No apologies necessary.
He quickly turns around and motions for a few men, and they quickly, 4 men, appear out of the trenches, surrounding you. You shouldn't be out here, sir, without your guards. You didn't bring any?
Why would I need guards then? I'm visiting the finest men in Osamakan.
It is an honor to have you here amongst us, sir, my lord. And I know the men will appreciate finally seeing, oh, not even a lord, but a prince. It's been quite some time since any noble has... forgive me, I talk too much. This way, please.
You're forgiven, and don't apologize.
He walks you through the trenches quietly. And like the scene I described before, men lay sleeping in the mud. Food and rations seem far and few between. There's no comfort here. There's no jolly songs. There's no fire to warm them. You see weary-eyed sentries poking their heads out of their trenches. Most of them not even looking forward, but up. Siege units are always close by hand, next to the cannons. And as you walk past, men bow their heads to both of you. You're eventually brought to some kind of command area. And as you guys approach, getting off your horses now in the trenches, Marshal Bute stands up and walks over to you. Fuck, I thought you'd never come.
I thought you would have lost your way.
I'm old, but I'm not blind yet, friend. And he reaches out to clasp your hand. Turns to you. My prince.
My lord. Captain.
Marshal. You're a sight for sore eyes here for the men. You do well for the morale.
I apologize, I couldn't be here sooner.
I understand. Well, I was about to head off, but let's get the funeral underway. And then I have a hard ride back to Ostermark and then to the capital.
Thank you for staying. I know Sergeant Riley thought highly of you.
He was a good man. Shame to see him go. He would have made a fine lieutenant someday.
Sigma will watch over him, brother.
Aye. I envy him.
do I?
As you speak, men move around you, and through the trenches, you see them carrying on a platform on 4 shoulders. A body wrapped in the cloth of Ostermark. They stop just before the little trench that you guys are in. We're ready. And they begin moving the body out the trench, over the hill and back just towards the fist. As you follow them, they lead you to a small clearing in the forest where the trees have been chopped down. And as you guys approach the makeshift graveyard, it shocks and saddens you both to see just how many men have fallen. Without proper burials, headstones, or anything like that, trenches are dug where men here are cremated on the front line, not to risk any chance of them rising again and hurting their comrades. You wait for a few moments as Sergeant Riley's body is placed in the trench where a small set of logs have been already set for him. And as you wait, more and more men gather. Whoever is not on sentry duty comes, and eventually the whole squadron of the Emperor's Hurricane, each of them shaking your hand in turn or bowing to you, and in a grim procession they all finally stand there, at least 100 of them, before Marshal Brute turns to you and gives you a nod.
Is there like a dais or platform or some sort?
Yeah.
No. Father Bill go up to it. I'm gonna kneel and undo my tomb, and then I'm going to read a couple of pages from it before standing to address everyone.
They all kneel with you, and as you stand, they all rise. All eyes on you.
Hear ye, children of thy realm. Weep for the shadowed hand that reaches for thy heart. Weep for the temptation of excess pleasure. Weep for the brother lost to the bloodshed of corn. Weep for thy salvation. But do not weep for thy brother you have lost. For he is not lost. How can thy be lost? Whilst my radiant light guides him home. And as thy brother rides along the golden light I shed, I shall look down upon him and smile. I shall smile as I watch the shadow quake in fear of his light. And I shall wait to embrace him as I guide him to my table and feast in my eternal halls. Weep not for your brother, for he is home. You said they burned the bodies? Father Bell is going to walk over to Sergeant Riley. He's going to kneel down and kiss him on the forehead. Find your way home, brother. I envy you. We shall meet again, and together we shall feast. He's gonna grab the torch nearby.
Small torch, the only one here, is struck by flint and stone. Flint and steel, as it lights up the graveyard around you.
Gonna touch it to the kindling at the bottom of the pile. Oh, sorry, it's in a hole, isn't it? Yeah. And then I'm gonna kneel nearby and pray.
You touch it to the kindling, and after a few seconds it takes, quickly spreading around the trench. The deep ditch doing well to hide the glow of the flame. And as you kneel, as one, the 100 men around you kneel, in the mud, in the rain, uncaring, only here to see a brother, a soldier, and a commander off. The flames get hotter and brighter. And in silence, you all kneel together. Eventually, after an hour, the flames slowly start dying to embers. And you feel Marshall Brito next to you. Places a hand on your shoulder and kneels down next to you. You should throw the first fistful of dirt. He whispers in your ear.
I look for the freshest and cleanest dirt I can find. And I pause for a moment. And I throw it in and I salute.
The dirt crumbles and hisses as it hits Sergeant Riley's now ashes. And as you do, the Reich Marshal takes another fistful, pauses for a second, and throws it in. The captain, now put in charge of the Emperor's Hurricanes, goes next. Then the squadron, and then the rest of the friends and family. Until eventually the tomb is filled. They all turn to you, Father Bellador, for the last trinket or fistful of dough.
I take up the fist of dirt. And I'll go later.
You pat it down on the mound And as you stand up, you can hear stifled chokes, tears being wiped away as the men take deep breaths.
Do not forget here what he died for. Do not forget here what you fight for. Sigma guide you, children. He goes to say more and chokes up and turns and walks off. Back into the crowd.
Marshal Bute steps in. Back to your post, lads. And one by one, they head back up the road. And back to the trenches that they've called home for weeks and months now. As you guys head back, Marshal Bute pulls you aside. You spend some time here. You're heading back now.
Promise the men a sermon.
Good. I could use it.
Though nothing more would please me than to stay with them. The follies of men pull me back to Austin Park.
Any progression on what we spoke about?
Shake my head at him. And you? Do you head back now?
I have to head back to the capital. First, Austin Mark will rest the night, and then hard weeks ride back. I'll tell the Emperor what I saw here, friend. And I'll do my best to support in any way I can, but no. He is serious. If that old cunt doesn't pull his men back from the Talbot clan line, I'll have to pull my men from here.
I'm your weak.
I will do as much as I can.
Will I guide you home, brother?
And you clasps your hand, and you can see that his 50 Reichland knights are already armed and mounted, waiting for him. His horse is brought to him, and as he gets up on it, he gives you a final nod. I pray I see you in better times, my prince, and forgive me for saying, but hopefully a better ruler than your father.
Well, if you are going to see the, he's going to see the Elector Count? Emperor. Just tell him I plan arms.
Good. For as of now, he questions Austin Mark's loyalty to the throne. Do not let him doubt it, once you take it.
I'm a man of my word, and I'd keep whatever oath I swear.
Spoken like a true soldier.
And a true son of Austin Mark.
Sigma bless.
Sigma bless.
Sigma bless.
And with that, he gives the command to move out. No words, it's just a hand signal. And as one by one, the heavy cavalry files out, lances tall, white and red of the Reichland. You watch as they head over the hill before spurring their horses. Meanwhile, you guys on the road. I'm presuming you're heading straight to the Petal, is that correct?
Jace's.
Mm-hmm. To get to the Petal, you have to cross the boggy marshlands that the front line is currently stationed at. You make your way through a weaving thin path at places flooded by the deep murky water. The stench of death reeks around you, and even with the cold wind and rain, there's an uncomfortable heat that emanates from the floor. All around you, you can see discarded weapons, arrows, and bodies sinking deeper and deeper into the marshes. And as you travel, the words of the soldier ring in your head. No lights, silence, and watch the sky. You eventually make it through the marshes, crossing acres of thin grey wheat. It looks unhealthy, unedible, and tainted by the dark powers that possess this land. And eventually, a small town crests the bottom of the hill. Unsurrounded by walls and only housing probably 500 people. It's the first town you've seen in Sylvania. You're shocked by the music that's coming from the town. And stark contrast of the dreamy, grim land around you to the quiet, uplifting, jiggy music that's coming from the town. However, what's more surprising is the large 12 platforms that are built around the town. And on top of those platforms, in the dim moonlight, silhouetted against the moon, you can see figures dancing, spinning around on a platform that's only as wide as this table. Skirts and dresses moving in the wind as they dance in the rain, and voices carry out from the village.
Is it on towers, did you say, sorry?
Towers that stand 10 meters high.
Around the perimeter or within
Around the
town?
perimeter. And they're not even towers, they're more, think scaffolding and then just a platform. No walls or fencing. If one slip and you're off.
Oh,
It's a stark, weird contrast as you see the moon and you just see these shadowy figures dancing in the moonlight.
no lights either.
There is lights around the town. The town seems quite lively.
Like they're celebrating?
Yeah. What do you guys do?
Are they? I have a theory. No, really listen to me, okay?
Oh, this is a character?
Yeah, no, sorry. They're on platforms and they're celebrating, and we know that Okutais come and snatch people up. Are they like offerings for them, and are they like happy about it?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Right though?
Maybe.
It's not night. How
it
far
night?
off is it tonight?
It is not.
Is
It
it
is
the
night.
moonlight mehe?
Yeah.
And there's light.
Are they?
Oh, sorry, no, for you guys it wouldn't be quite night. Yeah, sorry, it's night for you guys,
Yeah.
but no, for you guys it wouldn't be night. Yeah, they
Okay.
are up there dancing. It would be late afternoon for you guys.
Are they humans?
They are human.
Are they masked?
They're not masked.
Great. They seem lovely. I'm sure they'll introduce us to these traditions of theirs.
Right. You go ahead then.
Let's go.
You guys continue down the road, and as you continue, the music gets louder and louder. You can hear cheering, clapping, and laughing.
Do we recognize the tune?
Yeah. Is there any lyrics to the music?
No, there is no lyrics to the music, it's simply a jig. But it sounds old and Sylvanic once again. Similar to what you might hear in Dallinger or in Dallinger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
As you guys approach, out of the mist, you see a large tower. And as the mist moves, you can see it's stationed on a large crest, very similar to Emily de Winter's palace or her estate. And once again, it's a stark contrast between the grim tower and the happy, welcoming feeling of the village.
Do I recognize it?
That's Malikath's.
You can assume that's Malika's tower, judging by the map.
Right, well, at least we don't need a map anymore.
How far is it to the tower?
An hour from the town.
So we can see it like.
You can see it
Mm-hmm.
in the distance, obviously.
There is lights turned on here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, torches there or whatever. Yeah, I guess we approach. And I'll, if there's any cards or anyone, he said there's no walls,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll wave a peaceful greeting to anyone who sees us. Like if they make contact with us or whatever.
As you raise your
Just
hand
keep to yourself.
Can I?
and wave a peaceful greeting,
No, I don't like it.
we're gonna end.
No! Come on! We just
Thank
got
you
here.
so much for joining us, guys. What we're about to witness next is going to be juicy. So
Oh,
stay tuned.
God.
We'll be here again next Friday to find out what happens to the group. Remember to support us Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Patreon, whatever. And we'll see you guys here next week to continue our tale. Thanks so much.
We're gonna
Good night.
die!
Peaceful greeting.
Hey guys, it's Abraham here, aka the DM for Mythic Wyrd. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and keep spreading the Mythic Wyrd.